Good morning, everybody. Morning coffee time. Oh, hello, Chris. Evening, morning. Hey, Dave. Gregor, wow, everyone's just banging in. Awesome. Death Shaker. Love seeing that name every time it comes up. What a cool name. ESP8266 reflow oven? No, ESP32. Yeah, I'm doing a really bizarre positioning. I don't know. I'm torn. I'm torn on how I'm going to position this layout. I might tweak it a bit this morning during the stream. I wanted to make sure that this window here was big enough that you can see. Oh, hey Dave, word up. Yo. G'day Greg. Breakfast. Oh, whoever comes in says breakfast time in the morning. That's not fair because I've got no breakfast in front of me. I've got no food. I always forget. I've got my coffee, but no food. Just gonna wait for a bunch of people to come first. Very self-centered. I didn't mean it to be. Okay, here you go. Look. There we go. And I can't see the chat. A pie oven. Ooh, yum, pie. Good apple pie in the oven? Yum. I can actually switch between, I've got a big view. Oh, that is so out of focus. I'm using my terrible webcam again because I still don't have a cable for my camera. For my Lumix, I'm having a green gecko beer for breakfast. For my breakfast, thanks. Green gecko. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Yes, I'm very close to the 500. It's very exciting. I can't begin to tell you. And I'm also about to hit 12,000 video views. I'm about 10 views off. I'll hit that very shortly as people come online. Hello, LGB Kai, is it? Kai, I think it's K-I, AI is Kai. Welcome. So yeah, I've got the ability to switch between big and small. It's a bit out of focus. Interestingly, this is kind of almost in focus. This camera just won't focus on the screen. I don't know why. Oh, maybe if I put my finger there, will it focus? Focus for a second. Oh, if I take my hand away and it wrecks it. Good morning, Alan. Wheat Bix, oh yum. With warm milk, Wheat Bix and warm milk. Awesome. I wonder if I don't know how I'm going to be able to get this in focus. Yeah, I still haven't heard back from Logitech about the drivers, which is really annoying. And apparently I have a cable coming to me from my Lumix G7, so I can use that as a webcam. Morning, Colin. Evening, Colin, I should say. Chat isn't visible on the stream now. Yeah, no, sorry, whoops. I'll go back. There you go. Oh, I need to turn, I can't turn my sound off there. Better turn my Skype off. People are pinging me on Skype. Join, oh, actually I don't want this guy to join the channel. Okay. The camera is looking at the center frame to focus. Is it? I don't... Okay, let me see if I can move the camera. I've got the camera on a tripod and the tripod is literally like this. I'm trying to get the camera as low as possible. It's one of those bendy leg, octopusy style tripods. Sorry. Is that any better? The good old days when I still use Skype. Feels like ages. Yeah, I use Skype a lot still actually. It's I mean I've got lots of different, like, you know, I've got Telegram and I've got I actually prefer like iMessage. I'm in the Apple ecosystem. Good evening, Mike. Thanks for joining. And yeah, so like iMessage for me is just the best thing ever invented because I can just have the same chat with people whether I'm on my phone, on my iPad, on my computer. It's all just the one communication, which is really good. Is there no manual focus? No. So just to let you know, I'm using the latest Logitech 922C Pro or whatever it is. Logitech's drivers don't work with the last 2 versions of macOS, and they haven't updated them, and they've gone dark, and everyone's complaining. And yeah, you didn't can it, even for me. No, I didn't can it. No. And I'll explain that in a moment. And so yeah, there's just no drivers for it. So I've got no ability to autofocus, no ability to do anything to lock it or to change its hue. It just doesn't get recognized. Slack was really cool when it first started, I think, but it's just a bit of a dog of an app now. It's really slow and clunky, crashes a lot for me anyway. Anyway, I use a lot of different communications, but I find Skype quite convenient, especially if you want to do like a screen share and stuff like that. Okay, what's the time? 5 past. Cool. Okay, so yeah, Rob mentioned that I almost canned it. So it's been a really fun and interesting start of a project for me. I decided that I wanted to... I've been collecting all the parts for this project. Many of you might have seen... Let's see if I can lift this up. I'll move this out of the way. You might see this. I've got a sensor here. It's a MAX31855, something like that, which is a sensor that's specifically designed for a K-type probe. And I got that via eBay. It was in one of my previous unexpected mail videos. Could have been the one before, I think number 8. So I've been wanting to use that with a K-type probe to have a play and see if there's something I can do with my oven, which is actually in pieces right now. Couldn't help myself. Can't guarantee I'll be staying awake for this one. It's okay, Rob. That's cool. Are you watching on your big screen? Maybe if I shout really loud, I'll keep you awake. No, I don't want to do that. If you need to head off and go to sleep, that's cool. I'll try not to bore you though. So I started playing with the sensor yesterday. I decided I wanted to do this on the stream today. I had a choice between 2 different projects, but I wanted to do this particular one on the stream because it's an interesting challenge. I'll explain what I'm doing in a moment, but I thought it was going to be an interesting challenge to do on the stream because there's a bit of software and there's a bit of hardware, and it's mostly modules and stuff. So you know, it's not, you know, me sitting there trying to work out where a chip fits. And it also was an opportunity to see if I could get the hardware SPI working on my ESP32. And both of these modules, the screen and the sensor, use SPI. So I needed to see if I could get hardware SPI working on both of them, which shouldn't be a problem on a normal microcontroller, but I thought I'd, you can buy... Okay, I'm losing my train of thought. I'll get back to all of those things in a moment. So yeah, I wanted to do this on the stream, and so I started setting it up yesterday just to make sure that everything was going to work. And I spent 5 hours, and I could not get this sensor to work with an external probe. It would read the internal temperature in the chip, which is what you can do, but it would not read an external probe. And I tried this particular probe, which was actually made for me by Alan, who's in the chat, Alan K. He actually made this K-type probe for me, which is pretty awesome. And I tried doing it with my other probe. The reason I'm not using the other one is because it's still stuck to the toaster oven and I don't want to pull it out. But I tried both and I couldn't get them working. I tried the Adafruit drivers, I tried the SparkFun drivers, I tried 2 other sets of drivers that were in the library manager. And I thought, oh, this is just, you know, crazy. The module's dead. I can't believe it. There goes my stream. And so I changed my stream notification to be a unannounced content because I didn't know what I was going to do because I'd planned all this out for the last few days. But I was persevering, and then I was looking on the internet and I found this obscure code. Good morning, Mindflare, Metro. I found this obscure code that had a reference to this particular chip in it, and so I just copy and pasted the code over and it worked. And I went back and I tried the Adafruit code again and it didn't work. So clearly this cheap sensor is just crap, but it's working. I'm hoping that the actual temperature it's reading is fine. What I should do is just, I won't reset it yet. Okay, so just go back on a couple of questions. So firstly, this is for a reflow oven, but it's not a reflow controller yet. there's two things, there's two parts I want to do with this. My first thing I want to do right now is just graph the reflow process. So right now with my toaster oven, I'm using a K-type probe with my digital multimeter. So I got the multimeter sitting next to the toaster oven, and I play with the temperature manually, which I'm totally fine with because I've got a process working really well. I've never wrecked a board. I've got reliable reflow every single time. But the problem is I can't gauge time. So I'm looking at the meter and I'm looking at my watch or a stopwatch on my phone and stuff, and it just gets a little bit hard. And what I can't really see is what my graphs look like. I wanted to see what my graphs look like. So the first part of this is just to visualize what is happening inside my oven. Right? Now, once I've got that working, it shouldn't be too much of a reach to put a solid state relay on it and put in an ideal graph for it to follow, and then have it actually control my oven. So I'm not looking at reinventing the whole the reflow controllers. I know there's stuff on Tindy. Thanks, Chris. Yes, there is, and I recommend it to you to get one. I'm not looking at really solving that part of it. But if I get all this working, there's no reason why I can't. Whether I do it all as just modules with wires in a box, or whether I make a custom PCB, you know me, I'm probably end up making a custom PCB and over-engineering the whole thing. But yeah, I wouldn't mind coming up with a solution where I could eventually make a controller out of it. But I think before I did that, I might... Yes, Greg, I'm just using a toaster oven from, well, in my case it was Harvey Norman, I think, or Woolworths or somewhere, one of the local chains here in Australia, and I manually turn it between 80 and 140 degrees, and I do everything visually. Sit there with a torch, looking inside, watching it to see when it's ready to reflow. So that's the one still in stock in white. Which one? What are we looking at? LD black. What are we looking at? What did Chris post a link for? I don't open it right now. Anyway, so that's my plan. That's what I want to do with this. I want to do the first part. I want to graph it. I want to visualize it. I want to be able to look at the screen while it's reflowing and not have to be worrying about counting and looking at the temperature and everything else like that. I want to see that what I'm doing is actually working nicely. And that's even enough of a challenge, right? Because we're talking about doing a real-time plot of data to a TFT screen, graphing it. It's not rocket science, but So as you can see, I've got a nice little, let me just, I'm going to go big for the moment, just so you'll be able to see this. Maybe blurry, but at least bigger. Can everyone see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset and have it start. So what it does at the moment is it draws the graph. Cool. 20-pound toaster oven. Go for it. So it draws a graph and it starts plotting. It's plotting every second, and it's using the temperature probe. So if I hold the probe, you'll see it should move, hopefully. It's very cold in here. It's 19 degrees. Well, not that cold, I guess. No, it's not really going up. Oh, there we go. My fingers are quite cold. Maybe I need to breathe on it. I'm just going to... here we go. I'm going to do this off. So as you can see, it went up. It's very accurate, very responsive, like the actual probe itself. So the graph itself goes for 300 seconds, which is, if I just, I'm just going to switch back just for the moment. This is a reflow graph of my particular solder paste, which is the 138 degree paste. So that's the ideal point here. The peak temperature is around 165. Starting temperature is 25. Obviously, it's going to start at wherever it starts for ambient temperature. So that's what I've set my graph to start with. I'm just going to switch back just for the moment. So as you might be able to see, oh, I just took it out of focus. Sorry. Take my hand out of the way. Please refocus. Ah. So yeah, I've got a 90 degrees, very cold, only in Australia. It's not that cold. It's okay, it's cold. We just came out of a nice summer, so everything right now feels quite cold. So as you can see, I've got my temperature on the Y and I've got my time on the X. I've got some nice little labels there. I've got my real-time display of what the actual temperature is, just there, and I wreck the focus again. Okay, once I get a refocus this time, I'm going to take my hand away, leave it alone. And it just goes along and plots. So what it doesn't do right now, there's no ability to start it, there's no ability to stop it, there's no ability for have it to finish, put something behind it. I don't even know what I have that I can put behind it, to be honest with you. I'll stop putting my finger in front of it and it should be fine, hopefully. So I've got a few tasks I want to do this morning with this. Let me bring up my notes. I'll drag them onto screen so you can, let me just go back to here. So here are my notes. Just share. Wow, this is getting cluttered on the screen. So I need to add some type of state machine. So it's got a different, hey Stephen, morning. Sorry, but off to bed, dropping in, dropping off. Enjoy the stream. See you later. Hello, Professor Elements. What a cool name. So this is just a 2.4. Oh, I did it again. 2.4 inch TFT at SPI. So it's a 320 by 240 screen, and it's using the what is it? The the ILI 9341 driver. So it's just a standard Chinese screen. I think it was in my very first unexpected mail video. I covered those. I bought a couple of them. And look, they're pretty cool. It's got capacitive touch. But interestingly, I can't do that on my ESP32 because there's no analog read yet still on the ESP32. So the capacitive touch input requires 4 analog read or analog channels to be able to do an analog read on it, and that doesn't work. So that's really annoying. So I might actually, if I do ever put this into a project, so originally my plan was to do it with the ESP32 with Wi-Fi, and I could, or Bluetooth, and I could just, like everyone else is doing, use my phone and plot it on my phone. But I think that's a bit annoying. So I wanted to go the route of doing it on a screen. Like ideally I'd like to package all this up and stick it in my toaster oven. Either attach it to the side of the toaster oven or actually stick it inside the display, rip out what's currently there, or make space for it and just have the screen sitting there. But right now I can't enable the capacitive touch because of the fact that I can't do an analog read. There are I2C ADCs. Okay, sure, but are there any libraries to support that? I don't want to be writing my own touchscreen libraries just so I can pump the touch via ADCs. Thanks, Dave. Like, sure, it's an option. I have to say, hardware SPI on the ESP32 on the screen is insanely fast. The graphics test that you just get with the library that displays all the different lines and all the fills and then all the text that keeps spinning around in circles. It's instant. It's like bang, 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 finished. Insane. I mean, it's 80 megahertz compared to I think when I jumped from playing with I think it was a Nano. Heads up, the note's a little bit too small for my taste. Oh, okay. Yep. Sorry. I don't even know if I can make the text bigger. Hang on. Yeah. So I actually made my my IDE bigger, but I don't even know if I can make format font bigger. Okay. That's supposed to make it bigger, but it's not. Maybe I need to highlight it. There we go. How's that? Hopefully that's better. In case you wanted to make it work. Yeah, no, it's. I was doing some research just even before I started playing with this about what the deal is with analog read, because it was still not available and it's been outstanding for quite a while. And there was lots of people posting all these different types of solutions. So there's definitely some solutions, but there's no just plug and play library solution right now. So my plan today, one of the things that are on my list is just to add a button. I'm just going to add a momentary button to it so I can start it and stop it and reset it. You know, maybe a long push to reset it, or something like that. And the other thing I want to add to it today is a little piezo buzzer. And what I'm going to add actually is, I know that there's all the plug-in breadboard ones, but I bought a bunch of these from Adafruit. Let me just open it up. They're really cute. I bought them because they're super thin. I'll just put it up to here. So they're a tiny, super thin piezo sensor. And I actually bought this for my time timer project ages ago. I just never got around to changing it out. So I like that it's really thin. So I'm going to play with that and see if I can get that working this morning as well. I've got myself some 1K resistors. And so they're the different things I'd like to do on the stream today. I think that one of the first things is I just need to add a state machine so I can get it to start and stop. And then, so I wouldn't mind trying to work out, I wouldn't mind just putting the baseline graph in there. I'm not going to worry about getting nice curves. It's, I'm not going to worry about Bezier stuff or anything right now. I'm sure there's libraries out there for being able to plot curves on the screen on an Arduino. But for now, I'll just put linear lines in there just so I can have a baseline to compare. Because it also means I could then manually drive it and try to get the temperature reading to follow the graph. So that's another thing on my list. And then, yeah, just the buzzer and the button. So I think it's a cool little project. I mean, I'm already thinking ahead and designing PCBs for it, which is kind of stupid. So what's nice about this graph is that they actually give you the key points that you need to know. So there's obviously, I think everyone can see my cursor. I hope you can see my cursor. So starting at 0 seconds at 25 degrees, and the first milestone at 90 seconds, around 90 degrees, then 180 seconds at 130, 210 seconds at 138, 240 at 165, and then the drop off, which it needs to be fairly fast. Bezier curves, yeah, or any type of curves. I'm sure there's a curve plotting, drawing library. So for now, that could really just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 input positions that I just draw a linear line between. So I might actually look at doing that right now. My code is not nice. Warning you right now, my graphing stuff is just a, it's a mashup of someone else's library that I've completely hacked. Linear should be fine given the slow slew rate of temperature sensor. Yeah, although I can, this is really responsive. Like, that's why I'm doing it through this module and not doing it through just some form of, you know, analog input and trying to map it out myself. I'm only doing it every second, but it's pretty fast and accurate. It's quite amazing. You'll need to have an automatic door opener to cool it down. Well, that's me right now. That's what I want the buzzer. Like, I want it to, when it gets to the point where I need to cool it, I want it to go beep, 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 and I grab the door and open the door. Right? Yes, I could put some type of linear actuator in there or something and open it. Look, to be honest, I was going to say before actually, and I got sidetracked. I probably won't finish this as a project where it's going to have a solid state relay and stuff like that, because I'll most likely buy a different reflow solution. I'm still really keen on getting that reflower, or whatever it's called, that's on Tindy, the one that reflows on the top. I really like that as a solution. I can do a lot more boards at once. It's very hard to do multiple boards in a toaster oven, just to let you know. The amount of heat that the boards absorb when they're heating, the actual flow that you need to do. The toaster ovens aren't powerful enough or fast enough in the change of temperature to do 2 boards in the same amount of time as 1 board. And it's kind of important that you can do that. When you got one board stealing all the heat from the other board, you end up having both boards in there for too long in a toaster oven, and I've tried. The difference is not quite double, it's about 2/3 extra of time to reflow. And that's kind of dangerous, leaving the parts in there for that long. They're not designed to be slow, slow roasted that way. So, going forward, I'd rather probably settle on a better solution, something that's better for long term. But this is just a nice idea, a nice little project, and you know, if I end up doing, I might be able to do other things with it other than just tracking a temperature on my reflow oven. So yeah, the graphing system is based on some starting code from someone else that I found. I had his name somewhere and I might have accidentally deleted it, so I'll find it later and I'll put a link in the description below. It's a pretty cool graphing thing, but it was just a one method graphing tool that you could tell it to build the graph at the start and then only plot stuff, but you couldn't rebuild the graph without destroying. Like it wasn't kind of ideal for what I wanted to do. So I separated it out into two parts. There's a setup graph where it accepts a whole bunch of stuff, including some labels near the end, so as you can see, and a whole bunch of colors, and then it just draws the graph. I've written some code to be able to do right justified text and centered text, because there's no ability to do that really in the library and in the graphic, or the Adafruit graphics libraries at the moment. What says in the graph, just for shits and giggles, not really important to be exact. It's not for shits and giggles, but it's like I want to be able to get a better representation of what it's doing. But I've been reflowing without it, so I don't really need it. No, it's not about being exact. It's a vanity thing. Definitely a vanity thing. Again, it might be the one, but is it possible to enlarge the Arduino code? It's pretty big for me, but I'll make it bigger. Cool. Not going to get on my nerves at all. You can only ask. If you don't ask, you never know. Okay. If I get it any bigger than this, I'm not going to be able to read it or show it. I hope that's better. Yeah, I guess it's all kind of small on the screen. So that just goes through and does the different axes. And then I've got another method which is just called graph. And it actually just goes through and does a graph. And what it's doing is drawing 3 lines for every line to get it thick enough. Because, you know, if you look at the graph, let me just restart it. If you look at the thickness of the... Oh, did I just blur it again? Come on, focus, focus. Leave it like that just for now. If you look at the actual graph, that's 3 lines next to each other. Hi Leo, how you doing? Cool, I'm glad it's readable. So yeah, like if I did it as just a single line, actually, let's just try that and recompile. It's quite hard to see. I want to be able to see it from the distance. I don't want to have my face up like this at it all the time. It's not a very big screen, and I did that intentionally. I've got some bigger screens. I've got some 3.5s, but I wanted to use these. I might end up doing it on a bigger screen. I don't know. Oh, and I got a compile error. What have I done? That's interesting. What did I do? Initializer before int. Oh. The good old semicolon. Let's try that again. I'm just going to drink my coffee before it goes cold. So how many have we got on the stream at the moment? 12. No? Oh, it says peak concurrent 31. I can't see how many's on there right now. I don't have that other window open. That's pretty cool. By the way, welcome to anyone that's come over from Dave Darko's channel. Thanks, Dave, for the shout out about my stream starting. Yeah. Okay, so it's going now. As you can see, the line is still visible, but it's much harder. Much harder to see. I wanted something that was thicker and easier to go. So got 32 on the channel watching. That is awesome. Hello to everybody. I am good. If that was back to me, Leo, then thank you. I'm good. Used to keep an eye on the coffee temp and buzz it when it has to be drunk. Yeah, it has to be drunk. It's already cold. It's already too cold for my liking. By the way, if anyone can see my ears, you probably can't. I've got little things on my ears. So in case anyone thinks I've gone alternative, whatever that means, I had acupuncture yesterday for the first time. I have some shoulder problems, so I had acupuncture, and apart from getting needles all over my legs and shoulders and stuff, he stuck these things on my ears, which absolutely killed. And I'm seeing him again tomorrow for some more acupuncture, and I need to leave these on. I've also got tape all over my shoulders and stuff, which is kind of restrictive. But that was a fun experience for anyone that hasn't had acupuncture before. Definitely try it. It's pretty cool. Yes, almost 500 subs. Very exciting. Very exciting. It felt like it's taken forever to get there. And it hasn't been that long. It's only been 3 months, I have to say. But it feels like forever. You know, time goes super slow till you look back and it feels like it went really quick. It's like going on holiday. Okay, so they're the two different things, the two different graphing routines, and then basically I've just got a loop. Printing a bunch of logs as well. Actually, can you see where my logs? I'll just bring them on, see if you can see them. So it's just going through so I can, I don't know what stat is, it was just something that he was doing. Bad posture soldering. I wish. No, I'm 47, and I have been diagnosed with severe degenerative arthritis in both my shoulders. Yay for the body breaking down. So, yeah. So basically I've been told that my only option going forward is surgery on both of my shoulders, which I am not excited about. So I'm trying everything else I can. I'm going to go to a hyperbaric chamber end of this week, like a flotation tank, and start doing that. And I'm looking at alternative medicines because I do not want to get surgery on both of my shoulders at 47 years old and have all the ongoing side effects of that. Subs shooting out fast, well deserved. Thank you. Thanks, Mindflare. Acupuncture on your ears for a sore shoulder. We'll be interested to know if that works. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that to have a whinge about my body. It is what it is. You get what you get. You know, most of the people I'm seeing are quite shocked about how severe it is and how young I am to have it. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, the acupuncture was actually all over. Like, it was in my shoulders and my legs, and it was instant relief of the pain. It was insane. And so apparently there's okay, we'll make the stream about acupuncture. Apparently there's some nerves in the ears just here that go through the shoulders the same way the ones on the legs do, and like when you squeeze your ear really tight, when it really hurts, it actually relieves the pressure in my shoulder. So dude, you do not look old, David. Sorry, you absolutely do not look old. And it's all the makeup I put on in the morning that makes me look young. Yeah. So anyway, so he put these things on my ears and the little herb packets in there, and he squeezed the heck out of them. Like, I was almost crying, but it actually relieves the pain in the shoulders, which is crazy. So, yeah. Okay, let's get back onto this. So I'm reading I'm printing out the internal temperature, and then I'm reading the temperature from the probe. Now, it's possible to grab the temperature as, well, in the other libraries, it's possible to grab the temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius or Kelvin, but I don't think this library does that. It just returns, from what I can see, I did a quick scan of his code, and it only just returns Celsius, which is perfectly fine for me. That's all I want. Hard paper round, David. What does that mean? I don't know what hard paper round means, but thank you. Yeah, it'll work out, David. It'll be what it is. You know, I'll either suffer with it, or I will get surgery, or I'll find something that helps. So, yep. What you gonna do? Okay, so let's quickly show you this print ln right and center, because it's an interesting thing I worked out how to do. Don't worry about this log here. So we'll look at the centered one. So the graphics library has a get text bounds, as you can see here, where you pass it a a char array, which is a bit silly because everything else in the library uses strings, but you pass it a char array and you pass it its X and Y position and references to a returned X and Y and a width and a height, and it actually sets a new X and Y and a width and a height for you. Oh, sorry, it populates those about the size of the actual the string, and then I'm going and setting the cursor based on those values to be able to center it, and then I do a print, which works quite well. I mean, there's quite a bit of overhead on this. So I actually posted in the Adafruit forum quite a while ago that people couldn't work out how to pass the string into here, and it took me quite a while to work it out myself, but I found this little command, which is yeah, a bit ugly, but that's how you convert, apparently, a string to a pointer of chars. Okay, I need another type, like Celsius or Kelvin. You could just calculate it. Yeah, I could calculate it, sure. The maths isn't that hard, but it'd be nice if it just gave it to me, because all the other libraries for the sensors do. Just bought a red oven from Aldi. Yay! Chris is going to do reflow. Thought Australia was a hot place. Australia was a hot place during summer. Plane or helicopter, place your bets. What are we talking about? Plane or helicopter? What did I miss? I'm missing something. That's okay. Oh geez. You're casting away const. That makes me sad. Oh. So, I'm not a C++ coder. I'm a C# coder. The fact that I can get any code working on the Arduino platform is pretty good. I'm impressed. But I don't care if this is costly or whatever. This is the only solution I could find at the time that would take a string and convert it to a char array. So I'm getting distracted by chat. That's okay. So I'm doing that, and then with the right I'm doing the same thing, but instead of centering it, I'm just pushing it to the right justified. So as you can see on the graph, my Y column is my Y column is right justified. Wow. Maybe if I do a dance. And the bottom values are centered. Never mind, just speculating in the background. Can you guys hear background noise? Could be my computer again. I hope not. Come on, focus. I give up. Okay. Can you still hear background noise? There was a actual helicopter that flew past before. Might have been that you heard. Okay, so let's. I need to start. Let's start. Let's do some stuff. This was not supposed to be a review video, but actually a let's do something video. So the first thing I'm going to do is just get some form of state machine going, because right now it just keeps going. Like it gets to the 300 second mark and just keeps graphing, but you can't actually see anything anymore. Just traffic and a plane, mate, unless that was here. Okay. So, the first thing I want to do is make sure I'm only reading and graphing if I'm in. So, what have I called these states? I've got ready, started, and finished. We'll call this one reflow. I'll call that. So, one is the reflow state. So, I'm going to just say, for now, state equals 0. I could do a case, do a switch, but I'm not going to right now. I'm going to do whatever, return. Wow, good typing. Else if state equals 2, which is finished, return. Else which means it's 1. State is 1 reflow. I'm going to do all of that. Okay, so that would mean that now when I run this, it should do nothing. Oh, now you get arrested. Who's getting arrested? There's a police helicopter hovering in front of my window. Are they pointing in your direction? Oh, what have I done now? Oh, wow. Don't code on a live stream, folks. It's embarrassing. The brightness is my keyboard. Oh, you mean this here? You reckon that's affecting it? Does that help? Stay focused. Maybe that'll help. So that's going to be a bit hard to type, maybe. Labor Day, she gets crazy over here. Okay. Yeah, I should not code on a live stream. Really, it's just terrible. LGB Kai is doing my syntax error handling for me. How's that? I don't even need the Arduino IDE. I'm just going to, anything I type, I'm going to tell me what I got wrong, which is totally cool. I don't mean that in a bad way at all. Okay, so this should now draw the graph and do nothing. Woo! Okay, cool. So now I need to add a button. And my breadboard's actually a bit, I'm going to move my camera. That's really bad. Whatever. The breadboard is kind of chockers. I'm just using a little one. So I'm going to do it on another little breadboard. And then just bridge it over. I'm going to kind of not do that on camera because I don't have enough camera space to do it. But here's a button. Click. And I've got a whole bunch of jumper wires around me. I'm going to pull it to ground. Now, can someone invent a breadboard that's wider than the current breadboards, please? Because anytime I use any of my ESP32s, including my own, it's so wide that I've only got one row of pins, and it makes it very hard to connect multiple things to the same pins without breaking it out. I'm actually using one rail on this breadboard for 3.3 volts, and I'm using one rail for sharing my clock line for my hardware SPI. Yes, white breadboards. These are the ones from Adafruit actually, and I thought they'd be really good, and they're pretty average. So, you know, I know there's been lots of talk about different breadboards, and Brian Locke was going through some stuff, and he actually posted on Twitter that one of his followers did a review. I think it was the first video, or first or second video on their channel, comparing some of the clear breadboards to the white breadboards. Just use two. That's what I'm doing right now. But I don't want to. I know I can pull off the power rails and join them together, and I was tempted to do that, but I've only got two of these small ones, and I didn't want to pull off the power rail on one of them just for this project because I use these quite a lot, and I should buy some more. And a few times I've stuck a whole bunch in my cart in AliExpress. Saw it in half. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to wreck them. Not yet. Not yet. I'm going to put the little cap on. So I don't even think I've got ground broken out here. Ground. I should now get to break out ground. Okay, so this is going to get a bit ugly. Okay, that's ground. Ground on the sensor. And already using ground there, that's fine. So now I've got another one. I'm sorry I'm doing this kind of off camera-ish, kind of. I can maybe try to do it here, somewhere. I don't know, it's probably not worth it. And I need to put the button on this side anyway, so that's ground, it's pulling to ground. What button am I going to use for input? So, I'm not sure if I mentioned already on stream or in a video or not, but I've already made a revision to this board. I haven't sent it off to print yet, to fabricate yet. I made the labels so small I can't even read them. It's crazy. I generally have Eagle open when I'm working on my board so I can see what the pins are, because the labels are just too small and I can't read them. Okay, I think that is, I don't even know what number that is. I have to look on the, yeah, I have to look on the Eagle files. Just, whoops. Might have a printout of it. Hold on 1 second. No, I don't. Oh, yes I do, but I can't read it because it printed it in yellow. That's 27. Okay. What are we selling? With the pins on both sides to extend the power rails automatically without wires. Yeah, that'd be cool. But you can also get those breadboard adapters, the power adapters that plug on the end, which kind of does that for you. But yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, so 27. So I want to use the one button library. But I can't remember how to use it. So let's go find it. One button. Simple one button. I'm just going to grab some code and copy and paste, because copy and pasting is fun. For those of you that haven't seen one button, it's and there's lots of different libraries like this. It's very cool. So like you don't have to specifically use this one, but it's a button library that uses polling as opposed to interrupts, which is fine. But what you do is you set up a whole lot of button inputs and set up a whole bunch of callbacks to them, and then you can do things like single press, double press, long press, and it understands what they are, and it calls the specific library that specific method. It's pretty cool. Breakfast time, back ladder, cool. Feel free to bring me over some breakfast, Alan. That'd be awesome. Just kidding. Enjoy your breakfast. 228. Okay, I'm clicking on that link. Hopefully it's not taking me to some naughty thing. Wow, that's a big board. Yeah, that's fine, except I still need... Can everyone see that on the stream? They can. Okay, good. The problem I've got is I need more than 5 pins on each side of the divider. I mean, I could bridge across, but ideally I need a board that's got 6 pins. 6 pins would be perfect. Like, why is it only 5? Why can't there be a breadboard that's got 10 pins on each side of the divider? That's what I want to know. But that's just 4 bread, yeah, and 1. But that's pretty cool. How much is it? Whoa, £12. That's not too bad, actually. I've seen ones like this for like 120 bucks. That's actually not too bad. Old school connectors on top. I mean, that's what I'd ideally like. I don't know if it's available or not. Okay, so we just need to initialize it. So I'm just doing some copy and pasting because it's just not worth me trying to do this by memory, because that'll just take a long time. So it was 27. The true just means, is it enabled? Yes or no? So on 27, and then I need to attach a method. Do it up here. It's got my button class called button. I'm going to attach a method, and I'm going to call it button press. And this is just going to be a single click. Is it single click? Is that how they do single click? Double click, single click? Is it just attach click? Attach click. Right, okay. I remember that one. I just know those rows won't line up across the power rail, because why would they? So the pin thing is inside those, which will be too fragile for more. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, they're, yeah. Just a pipe dream, just letting you know. I mean, you know, it's only right now the ESP32s that suffer from this problem, and, you know, especially if we're actively working on whatever the next revision is going to be. Maybe they'll make something that's in a smaller package. Well, I know the Rover package is taller. I don't know if it's narrower. If they've sold it on that, maybe I'll just move over to the Rover. A little bit more expensive at the moment because they're brand new, but maybe that'll solve the problem and I'll be able to get a narrower breadboard. Okay. So I need to make a button press method. I'll do that after the loop. Do buttons void button press. And for now I'm just going to do serial.print line hello from button. Because why not? Now, in the loop, I need to do a tick. So that's what you do. You don't, as I said, it's not driven from an interrupt. It's actually just ticked in the loop. And I don't mind that for now. It's a pretty lightweight library. So will that compile? It is compiling. Wow, it's taking a long time to compile. What did I do? Oh boy. So did everyone have a good day today? I don't think it's everyone's yesterday. Oh no, there's some todays, but mostly everyone's yesterdays. So I've been going to a hackerspace every Tuesday night, which has been really cool. It was only my third time last night, and I've missed a couple of weeks along the way through different reasons. But it's actually been really good because, you know, I tend to work from home, you know, do all my maker stuff from home, which is kind of, you know, isolating and lonely. That's why I spend a lot of time chatting with many of you fine folk, and it's why I like doing the live streams, because I get some interaction. But yeah, it's good to go to like a hackerspace and just, you know, even if I'm just working on my own project by myself, just having other like-minded people around and be able to discuss stuff. It's pretty cool. 9 minutes of my yesterday left. Okay, almost bedtime then, Dave. Okay, that did compile, so let's just run it and upload it. Why is it compiling again? It just compiled. Silly, silly. Just want to see if the button press works. There it goes, connecting. Begin. We're graphing, we are. Hello from button, look at that. And the other nice thing about it is I don't have to worry about debouncing, because it does all that in the code. Cool. So now we can make the button press change state. So what do we want it to do? We want to say if state equals 0, which means we're ready, then we want state to equal 1 to reflow, and we're going to print reflow. Adverts, i.e. other what is 6 holes? What? No way. Really? Rob, no way. Solid breadboard large with jumper cables and LCD display. Is that really 6? Are they square holes? I've actually got a board that that is a vertical like that, not horizontal, that would be ideal for what I'm doing, but it's got the round holes, not the square holes. So it's for the Swiss, whatever they're called, header pins. You know, the round ones, really thin ones. So I can't plug any of my microcontrollers into it. Is that square or round? Sorry if my head's right in front of the camera. They look square. on AliExpress. It's crazy that they only sell normal breadboards. Yeah, it is crazy. That looks really cool, Rob. I might have to give that a go. How much is that? $5,000? £15. Ask price. Oh, it's sold. Wait, what? Does that mean he's got more? Okay, I'll do some research based on whatever their brand is and see if I can find one. Awesome, thank you. That is cool. Oh, you've actually got one. Oh, okay, I'll hunt that down. Thank you. I'm going to leave that open on my other screen. Okay, so I'm going to just cut that out. I'm going to say start reflow. And we also, what I want to do, I don't want to just set state to 1. I want to make a method that is start reflow, because I wanted to do some initialization inside there. So void start reflow. I want to like re-display the, oh, seem to have lost my mouse. Oh, it's back. What if my mouse battery's going dead? I hope not. So start reflow. So yeah, I wanted to redraw the graph. I wanted to, or clear whatever's on there and do some other initialization. So what I should do is actually put that inside here. I'm going to, last thing I want to do is say state equals 1. And I'm on caps lock, but my caps lock button is not on. Oh, my keyboard died. Wow, what's going on? Google AD14 breadboard. Okay, awesome. Thank you. State equals 1. I think my keyboard might be dying. It's one of the Apple small, uses lightning to charge. Might have to get a lightning cable in a moment. Okay, so what initialization do we need to do? We want to redraw the graph. So we're going to do a setup. Again, we want to set time equals 0. That's basically it. So I might just do that. I might just grab that code. I shouldn't have to change the orientation. Ones are a little smaller. Yeah, if there's a, oh, yeah, I don't want round holes. If they're smaller than that one with square holes, that's what I'm after, I think. That's a pretty big breadboard. None of my projects really require anything that big. Not at the moment anyway. I just want to be able to fit the ESP32 in and be able to put extra wires on the side. I mean, I've got absolute spaghetti right now just to be able to share wires. Okay, and then we want to have a stop reflow. Void stop reflow. And we also need an end. So stop will be different to end. End will get called when the reflow is finished. Stop will be if we interrupt it with the button press. So we'll say if state equals 1. So we only want to stop it if it's running. And we want state to equal 0. And I'm just going to put a message that says stopped. Ideally I want to put this on the screen as well, but for now, aborted reflow. Did it all fit fine in them? Awesome. Thanks, Rob. Even better, eBay AD14 breadboard. Actually, AD11 looks quite good. Cheap AD100 is the 6 ties per side. Okay, good to see there's lots of different choices. Thanks, guys. So that does an abort, and this is just going to be an end. But this end will only be if state equals 1. If time, well actually, state equals 1, then reflow complete. Woohoo! And this will go also state equals 0. I know they're basically doing the same thing, but having them as two different methods now means that I can extend one or both differently as I need to later on. So end reflow needs to get called in my loop if my time is greater than or if it's greater than 300 seconds, or if it equals 300 seconds. I'm going to say if time x is greater than 300, I'll do it as greater than 300, then we're going to call end reflow, else we're just going to continue with the graphing. Ships them to my country. Only in the UK? Okay, that's fine. I could always I'm sure I could find someone that will ship it to them and then send it to me. I might know a few people in the UK, just a couple. Okay, so that should end it if it gets above 300, because we only want 300 seconds. Right now, my state for 0 and state for 2 is just doing nothing. I could use those to do something else, I guess. So that should allow me to stop and start the reflow, I hope. No, because on the button, it's, extend the button press. So if it equals 1, I do a start reflow. So else if state equals 1, then I'm going to do an abort. I'm going to do a stop reflow. I should call that abort as well. Abort reflow. They're the only two states that I should be doing. I'm stopping it, I'm starting it. Okay, let's try that. Let's compile. Woo! I accidentally entered chat. Okay, how am I supposed to pronounce that? I'm going to try Broarius Pierogus. I apologize if I've butchered that. I have no idea if that's your real name or a made-up name, as in whatever. But hello and welcome. And you accidentally entered the chat. Oh, Teletronics is here. Hello. I didn't see you above. I'm trying to follow the chat this time. Ships worldwide. Cool. Thanks, Rob. Okay, that compiled. Right, so it's in there. It's doing nothing. Let's get the, excuse me. So it's in there. So if I hit the button, we've started the reflow. Oh, look at that. Is it graphing? It's graphing. Yay. Just a nickname. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought it was. Can't pronounce it. Welcome. Did you see my reply to your question about the micro B things that I was using on my board? I sent you a link to the DigiKey ones I was using. Hope you found it. Okay, so I'm going to try to abort it. So if I hit abort, got reflow abort, and it stopped. And then if I click it again, it should clear the screen and start it. It did not clear the screen. Oh, of course. It drew a graph again and starting again, but it didn't tell it to clear the screen. That was silly. Okay, I need to tell it to clear the screen. So I need to do a fill screen. Oops. Fill screen on it. That was silly. Set up. Oop. Wow, a lot of scrolling. Start reflow. There we go. Cool. I know they're DigiKey and not cheap Chinese stuff, but the problem I have with buying things like that from AliExpress or eBay is that the picture they show you isn't necessarily the item that they're going to send you. I've been caught out quite a few times. So at least with DigiKey, I know that what they're showing me is exactly what I'm going to get. That's why I bought them from there. And I get pretty fast shipping from DigiKey, even from America. Oh, you're in America, so you should get same day or next day delivery. But I get 2-day delivery from DigiKey all the way to Australia, which is fantastic. Paid a premium for it. It's actually hard to find. There's so many different USB micro B headers available, and they've all got slightly different form factors. It's very hard to find things that match up properly. Okay, so screen is cleared. Let's try this again. It's just sitting there idle. Hit the button. Starts reflowing. Hey Andy, nice to see you. I'm going to do an abort, which stops it. Now if I hit it again, it should clear it and start again. Oh, and it does. Yay. Okay, so that part's working. So now let's let it go all the way to the end and see if it does a finish. It's going to take 300 seconds. Sorry, but we can chat while that's happening. I'm not actually printing the time step here, and I probably should. I should get rid of that other log that I put in before. Can't remember what that log was. What was that log I put in before? Oh no, it's this. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay. I'm not going to print the time right now because I can see from the graph how far along it's going. So, it's still 19 degrees in here. That is crazy. I'm just going to breathe on it just for fun. Excuse me for a second. Just get a bit of movement in the graph. Not a lot. Wow. Okay. Busy screen. I really need to view this on my 40-inch telly. Yes, it is a busy screen because there's a lot to show. Maybe I'll do this while it's running now, so you can see it a bit clearer. Kind of clearer. So I'm going to use the label area. I'm not going to stick my finger in front of the camera; it'll go blurry. But where it says 19 where the temperature is, I'm going to use that space there to say like ready and, you know, abort or whatever. So I wonder what library is used. So yes, I mentioned that at the start of the stream. I've got it. This is a cheap 31855 from eBay, and you can tell it's cheap. But you can't really see it right now. I understand. Oh, you can see it kind of in the corner. You can tell it's cheap because it's got the Maxim chip on it and one cap. And if you look at the Adafruits module or SparkFun's module, they've got like 3 caps, 4 resistors, all sorts of other stuff. You can tell it's been produced cheaply. I couldn't get any library working on this thing. The Adafruit library didn't work, SparkFun didn't work. All the libraries, there was 2 other libraries I found in the library manager that didn't work with it. I even tried using the older library, the 6675, which is the superseded chip. Yeah, the 6675 is okay actually. It's the difference is that only does a range of 0 to 1024 for its measurement, where this chip, the new one, does from negative 100 and something to some big number. I don't know. It gives you a much bigger range, and it can deal with negative temperatures. So, but I didn't choose it because of that. I just found this on eBay when I was searching for something else and thought that looks interesting. Buy. So yeah, I couldn't get a library working at all with it, and then I found an obscure library, and I'll tell you who it is, because I think I kept it. I deliberately kept his details somewhere. Right, there's a guy called Rob. I'll drag this over. Here we go. Rob Tillarts. And he built this library ages ago, like 1st of the 1st 2014, if that date's correct. So he's actually got a whole bunch of libraries. You need to download all of his libraries, or you can do them a file at a time, but his GitHub repository is literally 100 or something Arduino libraries that do all different things. And I've had a quick scan of his library, his header file. I haven't really gone through and done a comparison between this and the Adafruit stuff, but this worked straight up. It was like a last ditch attempt. So I don't know why this works and all the other ones don't. It could just be that I actually thought my module was faulty. I thought the K-type was faulty. It turns out I just needed this particular library. Oh, sorry folks. Thank you. Try that again. There we go. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm looking at my screen and I can see it. But if I look at OBS over here, yes, you're right, it wasn't there. It's there now. So that's it. Rob Tillart. Go check out his stuff. He's got libraries for all sorts of different things. And this one worked, so that was great because I thought it was would have had to abandon the project, but I didn't have to, which is cool. So is this finished? I wasn't watching. I can't see what it's up to. Reflow complete. Okay, so it did the whole 300 seconds, and it finished. Woohoo! +1 for the Hercules flying by. So I'm going to now see if I can get this buzzer working. Now, I'm pretty sure it's got little tiny leads at the end of it. I'm hoping they'll work inside the breadboard okay. I can't remember if I need to stick a resistor on this or not. How these work, to be honest with you. I really cannot remember. I'm supposed to pulse width them from memory. So I'm going to need another pin on my board. This is getting quite messy. Does it have to be, it's got to be an analog pin, doesn't it? I think it does. Let's try A0. We'll do A0. Does anyone remember you plan to have uploading your stuff to GitHub? I've got a GitHub repository for my Neo 7 segment library and design files for the laser cutter and 3D printer and stuff on there. Yeah, I mean, I always plan on uploading final project stuff. All the hardware I build is open source, so as in PCB design and stuff, so they all go up on there. But code like this I generally don't put up there because it's very specific to what I'm doing on there. But if anyone wants the code, I'm happy to put links to it. It's pretty disgusting. Maybe when I'm finished improving it, I might do that. But yeah, I have a GitHub repository, which is, I should actually have a link for it, but I think it's /C on R, I can't remember. You got the toaster oven as well? Woohoo, Colin, yay. Everyone's reflowing. That is awesome. Okay, what was I doing? Piezo. So, A0, let's just set up a define for it. Define buzzer A0. Let's just test it. Let's see if we can make it go ping when it starts up, shall we? I have to do a pin mode output. And then I want to do a, so what's it called? It's a pulse, is it? I can't remember. Digital pulse, analog pulse. Code would be good. I'm happy to share the code, but this is like very specific to this microcontroller, this screen, and this module specifically. I mean, obviously you can change all the pins for a different microcontroller, no problem. And you can get a different screen that's using this library. Yeah, I'm definitely happy to give you the code. I'm not going to hold it back if you guys want it. I just, it's not quite sure how useful it is. Does anyone remember what the, I mean, I could just do it analog write, I think, but if I could spell it. Right. Buzzer, but there's a way of pulsing it. There's a, I can't remember what it's called. Let's try a, will that work? Who knows if that's going to work? Going to impress people. You don't put code up to impress people, and it's very suited to what you want. Some people may find the code snippets useful. Absolutely, except I look at my code and I think, wow, there's not much useful in there. I just, yeah. Analog, oh, here we go. Is there no analog write on an ESP32? Really? Is it? Yeah, I can't remember because I've only ever used it, I think, once in my life. So there's still no analog read and write. Okay, so I need a web page. Where are you? Where's that graph? go here. I want to keep that page so I can remember. Arduino Pulse buzzer. What was it called? PMW Write, maybe. Howdy all. Hey Brian! Wow, it must be late for you. So it is the addition of a small convection fan. About to strip one from a toaster oven, add it to my reflow oven. A convection fan, what, for cooling down? So is it PWM right? Are we just guessing? PWM right? Yeah, I don't think so. Tone. Oh yeah, there's tone. I forgot about tone. I wonder if tone is implemented on the ESP32. That's just going to call that's just going to call some type of analog something in the background, which may not work. Show me some code, please. I got to send it a pin number, frequency in hertz. 1000. Just to stir the hot air. Okay, interesting. I've not seen anyone do that inside a toaster oven, Peter, but makes sense. Like you want to get the heat consistent in the oven. I generally, as I've mentioned before, I generally only reflow one board at a time, and I generally put in the middle. Yeah, tone is not declared in this scope. Seriously, there is so much still not implemented with the ESP32. It is very frustrating. Did Davey do another stream this morning? I know he was streaming his board he was doing yesterday. He did it like a 4-hour stream of him soldering the board in multiple parts. I caught a bit of that. Wow, that gets quite aggressive in his chat as well. Oh, so I can't buzz, I can't tone, and I can't analog write on the ESP32. That is so disappointing. So disappointing. Wow. There goes that idea. I'll have to maybe experiment with that afterwards. I'll look at that later. How long have we been going for? Why does it say we've only been going... Oh, okay, that's fine. Total, okay. 35 people on peak. And we're going for, wow, almost an hour 20. That is crazy. Right, used for PW signals, don't know what you're trying to set. I want to do an analog writing to a pin, to A0 on the ESP32, and they haven't implemented analog read and analog write yet. And I'm pretty sure all of these other methods like tone and other stuff just internally do an analog write. So I don't know what LEDC write does. That display is looking great. Thank you. That is my, what is that a link for, Brian? Is that going to take me somewhere naughty? Let's have a look. Controlling a buzzer with PWM. Oh, awesome. Okay. I need a buzzer module. I need a buzzer module? Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Or are they just referring to that being the buzzer? I don't think so. I may have been yesterday for you, but the stream was this morning. Ah, right, okay. Oh yes, you mentioned, that's right, you were on the stream and you mentioned that, sorry. I understand now. Oh. Hello, Flynn. Hey everyone, got some exciting news. Although it says Yuz there, but it's actually good morning, Daddy. That's from my son, Flynn. So it is Flynn's birthday today. He turns 7. How exciting. Happy birthday, Flynn. Hope you have a wonderful day. I should also mention, I was asked not to, but I will anyway, it's also Yuz's birthday today. My wife and my son share the same birthday. How crazy is that? So Yuz's birthday gets overshadowed every year because of Flynn's birthday, but that's Yeah, so happy birthday to both of you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Say hi to Teddy, Flynn. Hi, Teddy. Okay, I'm kind of lost track a bit. Yay, everyone's saying happy birthday, Flynn. So does this require a library, or is this just built in? I'm trying to read this really going to use a cheap buzzer module. Yeah, I don't want to use a buzzer module. I need to, yes, Andy, you spelled that right. Double N, that's okay. Anti-us. Yay, happy birthday, everyone. Yeah, I was almost cancelled my stream this morning because of the birthdays, but then I didn't. So what does this do? I don't even know if this is requires a library or not. We'll find out. Probably does. Thank you everyone for the birthday wishes for my wife and my son. Much appreciated. Okay, this seems to be compiling with this LED C right tone. I don't know what it's going to do, but so far it's compiling. So that's good. Oh, birthday cakes. Oh, cake. Yum. I want a cake now. Yeah, I'm trying it. Yeah. Too slow. Too slow. I'm trying it. Okay, they compile it. So let's just run it and see what happens. Maybe that by itself will be enough to make it pulse. Who knows? And Orly, if you're watching, have a wonderful day as well. Hope you enjoy yourself today. On the planet, each of us shares a birthday with about 19 other million. Sure, but it's not usual to have mum and son on the same birthday. Cake, yes, cake. Shh. Out. No buzz. Either that or I just didn't hear it. Maybe try 2K. And maybe what I'll do is I'll stick it in the button press. So if I keep pressing the button, it'll keep banging the. See if I can make it. See if I can hear it. Oh, now I'm hungry. I want cake. So my son had his birthday party on the weekend. Got this massive black chocolate cake with blue fondant on it. That was like the richest electric blue ever, and everyone's eating the fondant and everyone's faces and mouths were blue. It was hilarious. Now I'm sad that I'm always too slow. It's not that you're too slow, it's that the chat's delayed. Oh really, Chris? Okay, there you go. I didn't realize that happened often. Oh, we're not receiving video at a fast enough rate. Can everyone see? I'm getting an error in I'm getting an error in my panel on YouTube. No, I did not make the cake, and no, neither did my wife. No, we bought the cake. It was a proper cake with you know, Ninja Warrior stuff on top and everything else. Unexpected baker. Gotcha. Yes, that was very funny when you said that, Brian. Very funny. I'm getting errors here in YouTube about my stream. I wonder if my internet is gone screwed. Hang on a second. Just doing a speed test. I know the internet's been going up and down over the last few days. Can everyone still see me? Hear me? Video seems good here. Okay. Wow. Download is dead. Oh, okay, let's just check my upload speed. I'm just doing a speed test at the moment. Okay, so is this... I can't hear the buzzer, so that's not good. Hang on, am I on A0? Maybe I'm not on A0. Maybe I plugged into the wrong pin. 27, 33, 32. Yeah, I think it's in the wrong pin. Oh no, it's the right pin. Definitely A0. Master Maker. Stream looks good in Colorado. Oh, Colorado. Yeah, my upload is 35 megabit. My download is tanked to 10. Don't know what that's about. That should be 100. Okay, well, I'll just ignore YouTube. YouTube is drunk and doesn't know what it's doing. Just need to get my thing back up again though. Okay, my health is good now. So, okay, maybe it's just a brief interruption. Message retracted. Uh-oh. Who is naughty? So this buzzer's not working. Let me go get another buzzer and see whether it's just a buzzer. Okay, I'm back. Talk to you again. You're going to bed. Bye, Brian. Have a good sleep. I hate it when you peel off the label on the buzzer accidentally and then you can't tell which one's positive. You can see it from underneath. Okay. Positive, negative. Here we go. Let's... Will that reach? Okay. Yeah, that's not buzzing. Definitely not buzzing. Bummer. So that's not working, whatever that method call is. Where is it? Lost it. This LEDC right tone doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'll try it at 10. I mean, I could find a buzzer module, maybe. An I2C module or something, but yeah, I really hope Espressive do something about that soon. Soon rather than later, because that's really frustrating. For those of you that weren't around when I was saying it earlier, I also can't do touch, capacitive touch on this screen. Oh, what did I do that for? Wow, that was delayed. Even my OBS is delayed. That was weird. Okay. I also, yeah, I can't even do the touch because I can't do analog inputs, can't do digital reads. Might have missed it, but are the buzzers with a driver or just piezo? They're just piezo. I've used them before. They're just like the ones I'm using now are just the these ones. So they don't need a driver. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely no buzzing happening. I'm pretty sure it's because you can't actually do a digital, an analog pulse, a PWM pulse at the moment. From an ESP32, there must be some other way. Come on. How do we do, how to pulse piezo? So they spell piezo buzzer on ESP32. This message and show soft PWM library or self-triggering buzzer instead. Yeah, I don't have a self-triggering buzzer. There's an option. I don't want to do a video version. Sound piezo, sleepiness. Guitar. Followed your hint. 2 channel 0 working expected piezo beeper. Channel 2. That's my code. What? Just gonna look at this. Hang on. So soft PWM a library. Wow, what is this? Never seen this site before. Do I have to do a setup? Do I? What's this? Pin. Call setup and stuff? No, I didn't, because I've never used this before. So I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. No idea what I'm doing. So let's go up here. Let's do a setup. So what does LEDC setup take as parameters? Do we know what that takes as parameters? And do we do an attach pin, do we? Channel frequency resolution. Okay. Touch pin. Buzzer. And channel. Okay. I don't know what the channel's for. That's okay. Do we want to 1K? Okay, and then I just do a tone. Right tone. Why do we set up a frequency in the setup, but then we can pass the tone of frequency? Okay, I'll try that. See what happens. See if it blows up. Hey Dave, Darko, is this soft PWM, is that a... Oh, it's a library, right, okay. I'll grab that in a second if this doesn't work. I'm staring at my coffee right now. It's half full. I know it's ice cold. I like iced coffee, but I really don't want an iced coffee right now. You just need to read the site someone posted before. Link removed. Ah, okay. Oh, the one that Brian posted? Yeah, I didn't scan it. I probably should have. Okay, I didn't hear anything then. I can't hear anything now. So that doesn't seem to be doing anything. LCD write note. What does that do? Still a clicking noise. Attach. Write note. Oh, right. Okay. Maybe I'm doing this wrong still. Maybe the right tone turns it off. Or LCD right. No, that should turn it on. Right tone that, and then I should do a right tone 0 to turn it off. After a delay, I would assume. Press parameters channel. Yeah, I'll work that out. And the attach pin is just the pin in the channel. Don't know what the resolution is. So we'll delay 100. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to after this compiles, I'm going to download the soft PWM and see if that works. Wow, this looks overly complex. I need to start playing music in the background, I think, when I'm on a stream. Maybe some psychedelic trance. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Okay, so let's go. There's also the channel. Right tone is also the channel. Oh, is it? Gotta go to bed. Bye, David. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good sleep. And I hope you have a good day tomorrow. Then how do I pass what tone I'm writing? LCD write. What does that do? Write 0200. Ah! I'm just waving to my son. He's going to school now. That was cool. To my window, which is just in front of me. Big window. Then what? But what about? But I should be able to use just the right tone, shouldn't I? Doesn't the tone do that? try that instead of right tone. EDC, right. So the first one is the channel, the second one is the tone. Let's do 2K. Now I'm all my kids, bye, have a good day. And then I should do, I guess, the same thing here. Where I need to write. Right, so I attach the pin to the button. Alright, okay. And then I do a 0 to turn it off. Okay, let's try that. We'll get there eventually, right? Put code and example next to each other. I could. Yes, I could. Much more fun hacking mistakes though. Much more fun. No beep. Didn't work. Okay. Soft PWM. Let's go. Library, manage libraries. Whoa, where's that? Oh, that took a while. To maybe like 100 iterations, then delay. Let me just download the soft PWM first. Okay. I'll so the library uses 50% duty cycle between signal and arbitrary pins. Okay. Let me just install that. Right, so we've got setup. So channel 0, frequency, resolution. Then we're attaching the pin to channel 0. Then we're doing a LCD write. Alright, let's put a bunch of them in there, and I could do a loop. And that should be doing a 2K pulse on channel 0, and then we should be turning it off. Is buzzer equals 0? If not, you're doing LCD write wrong. Since you have to do LCD write 0, not LCD write buzzer. 0 is the channel, isn't it? And I've attached the pin buzzer, which is A0, to the channel 0. Hey Stephen, welcome. You haven't missed much. It's an hour 36, hour 37. That's okay. We're trying to work out how to pulse a buzzer on an ESP32 that has no analog read or write. I'll just try this one more time. Right, just sets the duty cycle. Then how do I actually pulse it? Right, I still have to do right tone, do I? Oh, you're kidding. LED, oops, C, oops. Wow, what's happening with my keyboard? Again, tab, thank you. LED C, right tone. So what's right tone doing? What do I pass right tone? Let's go back and have a look. Right tone, channel and frequency. 0,2. So I still don't understand this. One more try. If this doesn't work, I'm going to do soft PWM. I appreciate all your help. I'm sure you guys are looking at docs and stuff. Yep. Seems a bit too complicated. At least how it sounds that yours output is PWM if the cycle is greater than 0. You're thinking a for loop. Okay, yeah. But I should hear something, right? Even a chirp? Yeah, nothing. So for loop around the right tone. 1,000 of them. This is the last attempt, and I'm going to try soft PWM. Excuse me while I do up my shoelace. Time to turn the heater on. Getting cold in here again. So it shouldn't be this hard to buzzer. Really shouldn't. No, nothing. Okay, let's get some example code up for soft PWM. I've got some tone codes that are designed to run a buzzer, but I'm pretty sure they're going to need. Where's soft PWM? Was there no library, no examples put in here? Really? Oh, come on. Okay, I need to find out how soft PWM works. Soft PWM. Hope this is the same one. I didn't even look who the library is made from. Arbitrary output pins, up to 20 different channels can be created. Is this the same soft PWM? I don't even know if this is the same one. Let's find out. Just going to remove all this. Oh. Just want to compile this and see whether this is the actual library. I hope it is. Pin 13. Okay, that's going to be IO, no such file or directory. Okay, so that's referencing io.h in the AVR, which is great. Why would they hard code AVR? Oh, come on. Remember it differently. Why would someone put a dependency for AVR/io.h in a library? That is not good. Okay, so let's not do that one. Okay, let's just, I'm going to delete all of this. I'm going to try one other thing. I don't know if it's going to work though. I'm going to try this AC tone. Sooty. Yeah, he meant sorry, but he said sooty instead. AC tone. Let's see if this will compile. So AC tone is a library that lets you do buzzers without an oscillator, which is kind of cool. And AC tone 2 also allows you, instead of doing a tone to the positive of the buzzer and the buzzer goes to ground, you don't have it go to ground, which means it's not doing up and down, up and down. You can make it go to 2 different pins and it oscillates them like this, which means you actually get a buzzer that's buzzing twice as loud, which is actually really cool. Unfortunately, the library is not compatible with every platform, and it the way that he does it internally conflicts with a bunch of stuff. And here we go. Yes, see, does not work because he's accessing specific registers which just don't exist. Okay, by Chris, went on GitHub maybe, I'll post a link but can't. You can't post a link? Oh, we need to solve that. Hello, where's the window that pops up? Sorry, I just moved the chat just for a second. There we go. There you go, Dave. You're now a moderator. You can now post links. Dropping frames. Has it gone bad again? Yeah, the internet's a bit splotchy. I think they're doing some work on it. Okay, so that's a no good. That's a no good. You know what? We should just abandon this, I think. So what I am going to do is create a boom. There we go. Thanks, Dave. Let's try this. Demo ESP32. Touch pin. Just read the GitHub ticket. It seems like the tone function is not in Arduino. Yeah, it's NBN roller going. It's terrible. NBN's. I've got it now. Took 8 years, 8.5 years for me to get it. I've got it now, and when it works, it's great. I got 100/40, but last couple of days, my upload speed's been fine, but download's been hovering around 8 to 10. But yeah, it's a fiasco. It's an absolute atrocity. Really, really bad. I think I'll look at doing this PWM stuff later. I'll do it off stream because this is gonna... I'll need to set up a whole bunch of helper methods to be able to do this, I think. I just don't want to stick loops everywhere. So what I'm going to do instead is... I'm going to make a multi-dimensional array. I've got to remember how to do this in C++. It's going to be base graph. Is that multi-dimensional? I hope. Can't remember. Do I do an equals? Wow, I can't remember. And what I want a times 0, 27. I'm going to basically plot out what was on that graph, which I've now can't remember where I put, and I lost it. I think I closed it by accident. But I'll just put some values in just for now, just to see that, I don't know, let's call it 60. I want to have 90. Oops. 90, and then at, I don't know, 130, I want to have 138. And then at what, 240, I wanted 165. I can remember some of the numbers on the Y. Things over there, and had hopes. What's your bit resolution setting in the setup in your test? Bit resolution. It was 8. Yeah, no, it was 8 for the resolution I did. And then at 300, I want it to be 0. So I'm going to actually have to put values in here, aren't I? I have to do 2, and I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for memory. Will that compile? Is that how I do a multi-dimensional array in C++? Let's hope. No, I set it to, it was 8. I left it at 8. Okay, that's compiling, so that's good. So that is how you do a multi-dimensional array, which is very different to how it happens in C#. So I want to set up graph, and then I want to draw the base graph. Draw base graph. And to draw my base graph, to void draw base graph. Yes, there's a capital missing. Draw base graph. This is in the case for the frequency. Buzzer connected wrong. Well, I've tried 2 different buzzers. It would be funny if it was connected wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I got that the right way around. Yeah, positive, negative. Yeah, it's unless it's a faulty buzzer. I could try a different buzzer. That'll be 3 though. Except I removed all the code, so I'll do that later. Can you do that with? Do that now with C#7? Yeah, it's not that hard. It's just the with C# you stick the brackets on the actual type, not on the name. So you do it like that. That's all. Just gotta remember where they go. No, it's definitely on A0. Unless A0 is not working. It's quite possible, maybe. Maybe there's something wrong with my hardware. Would not be surprised. Okay, for x equals 0, x. No, I don't want to use x. And I don't want to do a dot. Int I equals 0, I is less than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus, plus. I can do a size of the array, can't I, to get the how many elements. Can I do that in a multi-dimensional array? I think so. No, it could be low for everyone. It could just be that, yeah, it says here my stream's bad again. I think they're doing some works on the NBN, on the internet at the moment. Okay, well, if it doesn't kick back in the next couple of minutes, I might end the stream. I'll keep at it for the moment, but I want to get so I'm going to graph it here in a different color. Okay, so my time is going to be I. Hang on, I0. And my temp. I should talk about the offset. That's interesting. And my temp is going to be I1. And I want it to be, let's go pink. Let's hope that works. And I need to also, when I do a reset, I need to draw it again as well. Okay, let's try that. Let's compile that. I hope this works. Yeah, it says my stream's bad still. Never had dropping frames when my upload is low. Oh, my CPU's maxed out 100%, but it's been maxed out the whole time. Yeah, OBS is maybe going a little slow. And if there's anything else running in the background, it could be, I wonder if Safari is just being a dog. Maybe there's some stuff I can kill. Yeah, computer seems to be running a little slow. Well, the Arduino IDE seems to be dying a bit. I don't really have anything else open. I'm just going through my apps, making sure there's nothing else open that would be, Anyway, did the graph work? Whoa, I just lost my, Okay, that did not look good. The graph did not look good. Oh, focus, come on. Yeah, this is super slow. I'm just going to kill the Arduino IDE. And see if that gets better. It's better now. Still says it's bad here. I mean, OBS is taking 600% of all my cores. That is nuts. Is that going any faster? No, that's really delayed. Even OBS is delayed for me. So as you can see, the graph kind of almost worked. So the graph's designed to go from the previous place onwards. I need to join those lines up as the default graph. If I hit start though, it's going to start graphing out, hopefully in yellow. Whoa. Okay. Oh, I know what that was. That drew all the way from the last spot. I need to clear some values. Okay, I need to load up my Arduino IDE again. Means everything's going to go slow again. Oh, that's my graph. Oh, I still had it there. Okay. Let's wait for the Arduino to open up. Let me know if the stream goes bad again, everyone, because if it does, I'll wrap it up, because there's no fun watching laggy, frame dropped stream, especially when I'm trying to code. So the more libraries you add to the Arduino IDE, the longer it takes to boot, and my IDE is now taking about a minute and a half to boot, which is frustrating. I need to go and clean out some libraries I'm not using. Okay, we need elevator music right now. Okay, this feels like 10 minutes. It's probably not, but preparing boards. Okay. Sure, whenever you're ready. Yeah, clearly my computer is struggling right now. I'm going to have to get myself a different streaming setup or something. I seem to be getting more and more problems at the moment with my setup. Okay. So the good news is I know I've got this back up. So I'm going to, I know it's kind of in the way. So it's 90 seconds was 90. Let's just go back to this graph just quickly. I can't even scroll the IDE. That's how bogged down my computer is. So I was close. I did 60, 90. It's 90, 90. Wow. That is how slow my computer is going right now. Audio stream is perfect. Occasional freezing of video. Singing in the stream. I'm just going to put this behind, sorry, just so I can see it and code at the same time. So 90, 90, and then it was 180, 130, oh, close-ish. I got one of the values right, the one around 180, 130, 210, 138, okay, and the next one, 240, 165, 240, 165. Must have got the thumbs up. Cough, cough, Apple, cough. It's not, okay, I'm not starting an Apple war. Not gonna happen. No, I'm not recording, I'm just streaming. Yeah, it's gone bad. Stream's gone bad again. It went good, then it went bad again. Yeah, everyone, don't forget to thumbs up. Woo! Yay! And then it goes to, right, another one, 270 is 165, so 270, 165, hang on, no, 138, sorry, 38, okay, so about to add 2 more, so my loop needs to go 2 more, and I need to set, so this uses this graphing thing, and I don't like it, but I haven't bothered changing it. It uses this OX and OY as its last case position, and they're global. And so I need to remember to set them to be 0 after the draw base graph. That's why it was going from the previous position yellow across the screen. Negative comments, I just coughed. Guys, I'll delete my negative comments about Apple soon. It's okay, you have to delete it. Not everyone's an Apple fan, that's fine. I am, I like the ecosystem. I like Mac OS much more than Windows, that's just me. I don't like that their hardware is I don't think it's super expensive when you compare when you actually compare what's inside them and how generally good it is, but it's definitely underpowered. Definitely underpowered. OX equals 0, OY equals 0. I just need to reset those, I believe. Let's compile, see what happens. Yeah, it's just, you know, like my MacBook Pro, it's got the fastest CPU that was available at the time, but the GPU was definitely underpowered for a Retina screen. Because for Apple, it's all about battery life, and I'm a Pro user. I never use my notebook on battery. It's always plugged in. So I want faster. But there's no way I'm buying an iMac Pro, because in America they're fine. Price-wise, absolutely. If you built the same machine in America out of PC parts with the same Xeons and everything else, you're absolutely not paying a premium for the iMac Pro. But in Australia, it's actually 40% more expensive than it is in America. And that is ridiculous. If even you take away the exchange rates and everything else, it's still massively more expensive. Okay, did I forget a comma? Oh, I forgot to do this. 7. Silly. That took a long time to compile. Yeah. 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 But I definitely need to get something faster for streaming, I think. Like I video edit 4K on this almost real time. It's just the, maybe it's just OBS, or maybe it's just because I've got 2 different webcams happening at the same time. 1 AM. I've kept you enthralled, Dave. Till 1 AM. You didn't even realise time was flying. Once this graph's working, or at least if this works now, I might just call it. Been going for 2 hours, which is pretty cool. Oh, my stream's good again. Health is good. I'm not sure I believe it. This is taking forever to compile. What did I leave in there by accident? Anything? No? Wow. Yeah, my machine's maxed out. Seems. And it looks to be OBS. It's just OBS having a heart attack. Could have streamed another hour, Dave. I don't even know if this is compiling. It says it's compiling. Compiling sketch. And it's just